Latanya is designing a rectangular garden with a uniform walkway around its border. Latanya has a 140 meter square of material to build the walkway. Write an equation. In A, write an equation for dimension of a garden and the surrounding walkway. B, how wide is the walkway? Explain. So, first of all, let me take a pen here and I will try everything here to do with shortcuts because I don't want to spend a lot of time in many other things what are not necessary. In A, we want to write an equation. How we can write the equation? We can take this dimension a times b, the rectangular, but a in this case is 14 plus 2x or 2x plus 14. We can write it either way because addition is a commutative, so is plus 14. And now a is this time b. B is 2x plus 9. Instead of 9 plus 2x, let me write 2x plus 9. I think it looks better if I write in standard form. First of all, I am putting with a higher degree to the lowest degree. 2x plus 9. And now this is equal with this is equal with 9 times 14 here, this area, and plus the area. What is the area of the walkway? The area of the walkway is 140. It already says here is 140 meters square. So this walkway area is 140. Let me write it plus 140. 140. And this area here, 14 times 9. And 14 times 9, if we calculate in calculator, is 126. So 126. And if we are expanding everything inside here, we get one equation that is a 4x squared. So because I don't want to spend a lot of time in calculating elementary things, but I'm giving you the answer when we are multiplying, when we are multiplying this binomial with this binomial, and when we rearrange a little bit of the equation, we're going to come back to the 4x squared plus 46x plus 126, which is equal with 126 plus 140, 266. 266. So this is one of the equation. I can rearrange a little bit more, but this is one of the equations that is, I think this is enough to create one equation. It doesn't say specifically to equate this zero or what or quadratic equation, but it says just to find an equation, and this is one of the equation. So now we are going B. How wide is the walkway? So if I look at the walkway is 140, right? So I want this area to be just 140 here. But in order for us to be 140, so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to subtract by minus 126 both sides. 126 here and 126 here is a minus both sides. 26. And if I'm subtracting both sides by 126, so this is going to cancel. I don't have anything here. But in this side, I'm going to have a 4x squared. 4x squared plus 46x. And in the other side, 46x, and in the other side is equal with 140. So already now we have the equation that is represents quadratic equation that represents the area of the walkway. And now if we are calculating a little bit, if we are rearranging, so you see this is an even number, and 2 I can factorize 2 in everything, and is going to get x 2x squared. Let me take this 2x squared, and the other one 46 and a half plus 23x plus 23x, and 140 I'm going to put in the other side is going to be minus 140, but in a half is a 70, and everything is equal to 0. So now I have one equation here, quadratic equation that I'm equating with 0. And now if we want a little bit more to factorize, uh, what is going to be here, if we are factorizing any further, so the 2 is going to be in the front, and let me factorize here, let me try to go in a shortcut, is equal with 0. And 70 are two factors of 70. 70 are two factors, but first of all we need to find this 2 here. So we can find it with many different ways, but one of them, for example, is a 5, is 10 and a 7, and is 5 and 14, but 5 and 14 is the best. So I am not going to get in the details here, because in the details I think we already did some examples before. So, and here is the point, here is just to find out in the factor form. It's just the point to show you this can be factorized, and this can be 2x minus 5, 2x minus 5, and the other part is x plus 14. We can factorize up to this point. But to find out the dimension here, x, I am not taking x plus 14, because if I'm equating x plus 14 equal with 0, it's going to give me negative number, and the distance cannot be negative. It has to be a positive. So in order to be positive, I'm going to take this 2x minus 5 and I equate with 0. When I equate with 0, 2x is going to be equal to 5. And when we divide everything by 2, so x is going to be 5 over 2, which is 2.5 meter, because everything is calculated in meter square. So so the walkway x is going to be equal, this walkway x is going to be equal with 2.5 meter. 2.5 meter. So I took here some shortcuts, but I think it explains the method how we can solve this kind of problems in detail, even though so some of the calculation here we did with the shortcuts. But when we are coming to this equation, sometimes we can solve this problem with a combination method, how to factorize. And because this is a factorable in the rational numbers, so we don't have to use a quadratic formula. But even if we are in if we experience difficulties how to factorize with a factorization method, we can use a quadratic formula, which is very universal, and we can find those two solutions.